Everybody and their grandma knows that Sharpshooter is one of those must-take 5th edition D&D feats for any and every character relying on ranged weapons to deal damage. Assuming your DM doesn't enforce any character customization restrictions, it remains the best way to increase your martial damage output at range. Plenty of characters featured on this channel rely on it to obliterate their enemies quickly and mercilessly. But before you unleash massive damage into the like, subscribe and bell icon buttons down below, you also have a chance to damage your shelves and cabinets with a heavy collection of books, board games and third-party D&D supplements. A total of 41 rewards are waiting to be claimed by one lucky winner of an epic giveaway, including the entire collection of 5th edition source and adventure books. The giveaway is part of the soon-to-be-launched TANARES RPG Kickstarter, made by Dragori Games, a popular board game developer and publisher behind Kickstarter hits Arena, The Contest and TANARES Adventures. TANARES RPG is one of the most ambitious and extensive third-party 5th edition D&D settings I've seen to date. The free samples contain more information than even some paid products, to the point where you can just take what's already been published for free and incorporate it into your existing settings, campaigns and games. New and interesting world of TANARES comes with rich lore, new classes, spells and other character customization options, an arena PvP system, an entire pre-made adventure accompanied by awesome miniatures. All of this playable either within the TANARES setting itself or portable and usable in other D&D settings. I will make a few videos specifically about TANARES soon, so stay tuned. Meanwhile, don't forget to enter this giveaway, the link is in the description below, so good luck. Alright, back to Sharpshooter. The most important benefit of this feat is the significant damage increase. You take a -5 accuracy penalty for a flat +10 damage increase. To compensate for the rather punishing penalty, most characters take the archery fighting style, which basically turns a -5 to a -3, resulting in a less missed attack rolls. You also ignore half and 3/4 cover, and can shoot at long range without disadvantage. These two benefits, while not as obviously beneficial, often are relevant as well when fighting in confined claustrophobic spaces or when trying to murk the fleeing enemies. Compared to Great Weapon Master feat, which also has the -5 to hit +10 to damage benefit, Sharpshooter stands out as a better option overall, for several reasons. First, melee combat is inherently more dangerous and lethal than ranged combat. Someone has to be in melee, however it doesn't have to be you. Let the paladins, let the barbarians, let the other melee characters bleed. Second, there is no archery fighting style equivalent for melee characters. Sure, you can dip into a barbarian for reckless attack for an easy source of advantage, but you will constantly deal with a -5 to hit, no matter what. Third, while Great Weapon Master does occasionally give you an additional bonus action attack, so therefore maybe more damage, it's inconsistent and luck-based, while the Sharpshooter's cover and long-range benefits work every time those situations come up. But why am I even talking about all of this? We all know how these feats work, so what's the point? Well, in my opinion, Sharpshooter and to a somewhat lesser extent, Great Weapon Master definitely break the already flimsy game balance at low levels. Since 5th edition first came out, variant humans quickly established themselves as the best archers at low levels by far. You take your Sharpshooter feat at level 1, pair it with fighter's archery fighting style, and few enemies appropriate for that level, if any at all, can survive a fight against you for more than a round. Unless you have absolutely trash attack rolls like me, of course. Then at level 4 you take your Crossbow Expert feat and attack twice per turn, and then at level 5 your extra attack feature allows you to attack 3 times every single turn. 3 attacks is the sweet spot at level 5 anyway, because you can spread them out evenly across the like, subscribe and bell icon buttons down below. Now, sure, your level 5 wizard or sorcerer can fireball a dozen enemies into ashes simultaneously, but that's often an extreme and inefficient measure, limited by a few high-level spell slots on top. Meanwhile, as long as you have arrows or bolts, which are cheap to buy anyway, and even cheaper to just craft by yourself, using for example woodcarver's tools, you can keep decimating enemies indefinitely. The only downside to variant humans is the lack of dark vision, which often cripples them in dark spaces. However, Tasha's custom lineage racial option eliminates this, let's say, final issue, while keeping your level 1 feat available for choice. So now, level 1 Sharpshooter archers are even more effective and powerful than ever before. While this 10 extra damage on a hit is overpowered at lower levels objectively, once you progress into double digits, things do change a lot. Monsters' hit points and armor class inflate way faster than your damage output and your accuracy, even if you're a fighter with a a crap ton of attacks. You turn from a one-shot killer at level 1 into an arrow or bolt spammer that misses half the time. In fact, at high enough character level, Sharpshooter becomes kind of balanced because other damage-oriented characters catch up or even surpass you at some point. This is practically unavoidable because 10 or 20 extra damage at level 20 is way less significant than at level 1. So what do you even do about it, right? If you're a DM worried about Sharpshooter being overpowered on your low-level marshals, here are a few ideas and ways to make it less egregious. Obviously, you can just ban it. I wouldn't go that far personally. I hate removing official mechanics from the game. I'm always for changing them, but you're a DM and can make a call as you wish. Just make sure you inform your players beforehand. Something that I've personally seen playtested extensively was a level requirement for select few feats. In a few online D&D servers that I participated in, if you had a martial D&D 5th edition character, you had to wait until level 4 minimum to grab Sharpshooter, Crossbow Expert and Great Weapon Master. This worked reasonably well as far as I could tell because you weren't able to have both Sharpshooter and Crossbow Expert at level 4 and 5, while Great Weapon Master paired with Barbarian's Reckless Attack was way less egregious at level 4 than at level 2. One server even extended this level requirement all the way to level 8, but in my opinion that is a bit too extreme. I think level 4 is high enough of a restriction. If you don't want to do this for whatever reason, here's another maybe even better idea. You can make both Sharpshooter and Great Weapon Master bound to a proficiency bonus. A lot of new mechanics are getting tied to proficiency bonuses these days, so why not make the same for these two feats as well, right? For example, accuracy penalty equals the proficiency bonus, while the extra damage equals twice the proficiency bonus. For example, at level 1 it would be -2 to hit, but +4 to damage. At level 5 it would be -3 to hit, but +6 to damage. So basically it would scale up as your proficiency bonus increases. This makes both feats scalable, less powerful at low levels, while progressively more powerful in mid and high tiers. Once the proficiency bonus becomes +5, maybe even as low as +4, you could maybe even triple this extra damage, or at the very least add the ability score modifier to make the damage scale a bit better at high levels. For example, with a proficiency bonus of 5, your minus to hit would be -5, equal to proficiency bonus, but your damage bonus would be a +15. This is just a theory of mine, it hasn't been playtested, maybe it's broken in some way, I don't know, but as far as I can tell it would definitely fix the lower level problems and potentially make these feats more useful at higher levels at the same time. Of course, I'm sure there are more, maybe even better ways to fix Sharpshooter. Let me know in the comments down below how you or your DM fixed it. Also, don't forget to check out the TANARES RPG Kickstarter and enter their massive giveaway, as well as HISTORICA Arcanum, which is about to launch very soon as well. Both are linked in the description below this video. As always, the video script text file for this video is available for download on my Patreon page under the Fireball tier. It's not mandatory, it's 100% optional, especially in these troubled, globally challenging economic times, but if you do find the Patreon perks worth the trouble, worth your time and worth your money, consider supporting my efforts there. Special shout out to all of my current patrons, thank you for your continued support. Stay tuned for a deeper dive into TANARES RPG later this week, as well as several new and updated character videos shortly after that. With everything said and done, MinMax Munchking out, and talk to you soon.